everyone! Welcome to our visual presentation. So kung inyong makikita, nandito ako sa ilalim ng kakahuyan. This is because I want to give you an idea about our lesson that I will discuss later. But before we continue to our discussion, let me first introduce myself. By the way, my name is Anjanette B. Araojo, your presenter. The learning outcomes are: we were defined the IPs in Isabela, discussed the different kinds of their activities, explained their cultures, beliefs, traditions, and behaviors, and differentiate Dagta and Dumagat people. Shall we start? To reach the destination of Isabela province in northern Luzon, you need to consume 3 days travel. Starting in Manila, you need to travel by bus for almost 2 days and then 15 hours boat ride on a small outrigger to reach towns of Dibalacan and Macanacan. There are no roads going here and the town are only accessible by boat, single motor, and small plane. During your travel, you can see the different trees, flowers, wild animals, and clean rivers. That is the most interesting mode. These two towns are separated from mainland Luzon by the Sierra Madre Mountains. The east coast of Isabela did offer the authenticity if you are looking for. You also found their way of life that started to fall in love with. The beautiful indigenous people, the unspoiled beaches, rivers, forests, and the simple way of life that could touch any traveler's heart. The Agta and Dumagat are a subgroup of the Aita people who are commonly called Negritos here in the Philippines. This is because of their very dark skin and kinky hair. The Aita are thought to be among the earliest inhabitants of the Philippines preceding the Austronesian migration. As was explained, the Agta people mostly live in the mountains or forests, while the Dumagat live closely to the shore. Although they are frequently migrate to other locations, they are still semi-nomadic people. Dumagat used palm leaves for roofing. They take shelters in their home during a light rainstorm. They are still making good use of the tarps. Many of the maggots in Agta will work as laborers in the larger Nerva towns. They are clearing a field in the town of Divelacan for a local family. The Magat women attend non-formal class once a week to learn how to write basic strokes. Most of the Dumagat in Agta have never attended school, although some of the younger generation is now starting to get formal education. The mama or nganga is a mix of betel nut tobacco, a type of green leaf and then shell powder. It is a type of drug that commonly used by the Agta and causes the body to weaken. Agta women traveling in a kaliglig. These women are on their way to the Blos River, where they will wash clothes, bath, and wait for their husbands while they're fishing. The Agta and Dumagat live very simple semi-nomadic lives. They are working just to provide for their daily needs. If they cannot grow or find food, they will transfer to another location. Although much of their original lifestyle
is still practiced. Influence from modern Filipino, such as wearing clothes and practicing Christianity, are starting to change the way they live. The tropical forest of Sierra Madre mountain range after a rainstorm. This is home for the Agta people and provides them with the food they eat and the materials they need to survive. If you can see, the community seems happy with what they had, which by most people's standards is not much. The possessions they own are very little. A few pairs of clothes, a simple covering to keep them dry, and the tools they need to get food. You would realize that the Agta and Dumagat are relatively content with the life that they live. Many have been given the options to move into permanent housing, but they prefer to use a tarp roof and continue their semi-nomadic lifestyle. Because as long as they are able to catch fish and hunt for food, which turn will be traded to buy rice, coffee, sugar, and tobacco, the Agta and Dumagat seems content. It is nice to see a group of people that want to continue their way of life despite the growing pressure from outside. Perhaps this will start to slowly change when the proposed road to connect these municipalities to mainland Luzon is approved. Apparently, a proposal to build a road is in the works, and we heard a lot about this from local government officials. If a road is built, the way of life of Agta and Dumagat will start to change because there are always positive and negative sides to any projects. Perhaps certain types of development are not always ideal. History of Gadang. Gadang came from the word ga meaning heat and dang means burn. This likely alludes to the fact that the Gadang are generally darker of skin than other Cordillera people. Gadang people experience discrimination by their own personal characteristics because of their dark complexion of skin compared to other ethnic groups. They also judge by their own race and religion, and they also discriminate by their own style of dressing, which is tapis for women and G-string for men. Gadang live in the highlands of southeastern Kalinga Apayao and eastern Buntok in Isabela provinces. The Christianized lowland Gadang are now almost indistinguishable from the Ilocano and Ibanag peoples of the valley. But the Highlanders still maintain a unique cultures, including what is perhaps the most opulent attire on the islands of Luzon, involving plentiful beads and precious stone. The religious beliefs and practice. They are also like the other ethnic group. They believe in different gods. Christianized Gadang basically adhere to Christian norms of worship and ritual, and no longer practice the rites of Anito. Ritual performed by shamans, families, or individual family members include ceremonies at childbirth, house blessings, illness, and many other times that were important to the individual or family. The mortality of newborns among the Agta is high because of the lack of access to proper medical care and medicine. These twins are sponsored and flown out a larger city for their birth because of possible complication. Situation of child and family. The family is the most important institution. This includes extended family and kinship ties. The father had a final say, but the wife could voice her opinion in all decisions. The child were raised to respect their parents and elders. Fathers trained their sons to hunt, use weapons, work in the fields, recite myths, and learn the family genealogy. Knowing their genealogy was important, for it would determine where to fit into the society and their status in various situations. While the girls learned to take care of the home, work in the field, and recite the numerous ballads that were a major part of the culture. The Gadang society was determined by bravery, knowledge of customary laws, and ability to speak at public occasion.
Thank you for watching.